I think the beauty of all of this is that we just get to show up for people that need someone to show up for them, right?
Yes,
So that's what
absolutely.
all of this is about. I am really, really excited because this is the very first episode of Beauty Recon Medical and Aesthetics. So, this is a podcast where we're going to uncover the strategies, the stories, and innovations that are helping practices be future proof and not get phased out or gobbled up. I'm your host, Mahsa. And I created this podcast to give a voice to the leaders that are actually shaping the future of our industry, from the medical experts to aesthetic innovators, really just so we can all learn, grow, and thrive together. And I couldn't be more excited to launch this journey than with today's guest, Lisa Blair. Um,
Hi.
Hi, Lisa is the founder of the Skin Girls in Vancouver. She is has been in the industry for 20 years and has 12 years experience running her own practice. She's built a business that's trusted by celebrity clientele, launched her successful skincare line, which I can't wait to hear all about. She continues to lead the community with collaboration and creativity. And in this episode, we're going to dive into Lisa's story so she can share how she's grown her brand, what her biggest wins have been, the challenges she's navigating right now, and even how she sees the aesthetic industry evolving. Lisa, thank you so much for joining me for this milestone first episode of Beauty Recon Medical and Aesthetics. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be your first guest.
Yes, thank you so much. I want to start at the beginning of your journey because there's so many people that never get past the thought of the beginning of the journey. You've been doing this for over 20 years. When you think about it, what inspired you to step into aesthetics and what led you to open the Skin Girls 12 years ago?
So actually, I was a client of medical aesthetics, and that's how I got into it. I used to be an actor and I did stunts, and my skin was terrible. It was like leather. I come from the world of tanning beds, and I used to suntan with those visors. Remember those something about Mary visors?
Baby oil?
Baby oil, terrible. My skin literally was like leather, and I corrected it with treatments and peels and things like that. And I was, this is incredible. Like, I can't believe you can do that. I was in awe of the laser technicians that were doing the treatments on me. And I was like, I would love to be a laser technician. So, fast forward to getting divorced and moving to Vancouver. Vancouver is very expensive, and I had to start my life over. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a job in a laser clinic, and I worked the front desk. I was just so envious of the work that the estheticians were doing. So I continued to work the front desk, but then did a medical aesthetics course, learned all about everything. I just loved it so much. And that's 20 years ago. Honestly, I still love it so much. It does not feel like work. You know it's your passion when you still wake up every day and love what you do. Of course, there's days when you're like, tired, but it's never, I don't want to go to work. I just love it so much, being able to help people feel better in their skin and look better. That's of how I got into it. And why I opened Skin Girls. My mom was like, you need to work for yourself. You run everyone else's business as if it's your own. You work so much. You're working 60 hours a week for someone else. And I remember building someone's practice from scratch. And once it was done and over with, they were like, well, sorry, we can't afford you anymore. We don't need you. And they let me go. And I was devastated. And my parents were like, we believe in you. Here's some money. I'm very grateful that they were able to do that. But they gave me some money to open my own thing. And it started off me working out of their home. They moved to Vancouver for a year so I could work out of their home. And I did mobile services, going to people's homes and actors and movie sets, and was working in a clinic in the day, working at their house at night, doing mobile services, going to movie sets. And it was just the hustle. And that's kind of how it started. If my mom didn't push me and like kick me in the ass, I wouldn't have done it, because I don't think I believed in myself as much as she did. She obviously saw something in me that I didn't. That's kind of how it started.
Oh my goodness, that is so
Hmm.
beautiful. I
And I
love that.
still love it so much.
And I love how you like sprinkled in there. You're like, yeah, and then this happened, and I like had to move, and then I just rebuilt, right? These are all things that we as women go through. And you know what? Listen, I don't want to take it away. It's not just women, it's people, right? We
Hmm.
go through things in life, and it's not the entire story, right? It's a piece of our story, but when we're in it, it almost feels like the entire story until you get to the other side. And
Yeah.
and until you get to look at it in hindsight, which I was so grateful that you brought it up, right? It wasn't just Bambi Thumper rainbows. You literally you persevered through every challenge. And then even when you didn't believe in yourself, you stayed open. And for you, it sounds like it was your mom and dad that supported that. But I think a lot of people don't realize that there's support out there, even though it might not be your mom and dad. It might be just someone that believes in you because of the way that you show up and
Hmm.
the energy that you bring. And that's such a beautiful, what a awesome foundation. And
And it's funny you say that because a lot of the girls that I employ are single moms or that maybe they didn't have the easiest life, and I see something in them and I want to empower them, and they just thrive, and they just need someone who believes in them and for them to believe in themselves. And I had someone who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And don't get me wrong, when I got divorced, I was depressed. I didn't want to get off the couch. I moved across the country because I just, it was very difficult and I needed a new start. But sometimes you just, like you said, you need someone who believes in you. And being our environment, we are all supportive. We all love each other. We're like a family. If someone wants to go on vacation, we cover each other's shifts. We don't have these rules where you can only go away in the summer and this and that. We really show up for each other. It comes from the environment that we've created, that we really all have each other's backs, that we're all the same. I still clean the toilet. I still clean my room. The rules apply to me that apply to everyone else. We're all on the same level. We're all a family. We're all a team. We love being able to employ incredible women who just need someone who's like, you've got this. You're good. You're gonna be good.
yes, that is so
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing all of that. And as I'm sure every entrepreneur knows, the journey is never without challenges. So right now there is someone going through some big challenges that needs to hear whatever you have experienced, because it's not all Bambi Thumper rainbows. So when you look back, what were some of the toughest moments? You mentioned having a team full of employees. Now you've got your business built. Yes, there are probably some exhausting moments, but what was some of the toughest challenges or moments that you can reflect on?
The beginning years are always very difficult, and they always say you don't make money the first few years. That's true, but you have to hang in there. Staff is it's hard, obviously, with staff. You worry about them. That keeps me up at night if it's not busy. Are they going to be able to pay their rent? Are they going to be okay? I'm not one of those bosses who are like, oh, well, it's not busy. I'll be fine. I could pay my rent, but they're not going to be okay. So things keep you up at night, of course. COVID, the writer's strike, because we have a big film industry clientele, so that was difficult. But you just hang in there and you have to lean on your community. Community is everything. I've built my business on collaborating with other local businesses. I think that's really important to make friends with other women in business. They're going through the same thing, so lean on each other. How do you do promotions together? Maybe it's packages together. If you buy a 5-pack workout, you get a discount at Skin Girls, or buy a Skin Girls facial, you get 10% off your yoga package, or something along those lines where, everybody benefits. It gets them to notice your business and vice versa. If there's a hairdresser that you love, get them to come in and maybe they get a discount with their services. Just lean on your community. We can all help each other. We can all benefit from each other. We are stronger together. So that's been a huge help. We all go through times like this, but it'll all be okay. And every summer I freak out because we shut down our lasers and it's quiet and we don't do resurfacing and no hair removal. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna freak out. And every year it's the same and we're fine, but there's ebbs and flows and you just have to just be okay. And as a leader, you can't show that you're freaking out because your team notices it. So you have to just we're going to be okay. It's just a slow time. Take advantage, spend time with your kids, enjoy that vacation. It's going to be really busy in September, October. So it's going to be okay. You have to just, hang in there.
That's amazing. Thanks for
Stay
being
positive.
right, and thanks for being open about that. Right, it's not always a straight line. So
It's not. And anyone says that it is, they're full of shit.
yeah, Right. They're not telling you what's actually
They're
happening.
not telling you the truth.
No. Would love to touch on the skincare line. Sounds like the celebrity clientele, you had an in from when you're doing stunts, which is so cool. Were you an athlete growing up, a gymnast?
I was a gymnast. I was very active. And when I was acting, they were like, "Oh, do you want to do your own stunts?" Not crazy stuff, but like falling out of cars, like things like that, but not like,
Not like Tom Cruise,
no
Jackie
Tom
Chan
Cruise
style.
things. Yeah, I'm not Tom
Okay.
Cruise. I
That's
value
okay.
my life. I don't know if I would ever do what he does, but I created a couple products just because they were traveling so much and I would want them to stay hydrated on the go. So I created a mist that they could use on the plane and during in between takes, and that's kind of how that started. And then retinol is like a gold standard in anti-aging, and I kept hearing over and over and over again about retinol and how people wanted to use retinol, but they were worried about the flaking and the peeling. And one thing about people on camera is flaking and peeling, you can't cover up. If someone has a bump or whatnot, that's fine, a pimple, but flaking is impossible to cover on camera. So they can't do retinol if they're on camera. So I was like, there's got to be a better way. So I met with chemists and I said, how do we get the results of retinol without that flaking, peeling, all of that stuff? Took a while, but we came up with this incredible formulation and we tested it on people with dermatitis, rosacea, the most sensitive skin, and
Mm.
knock on wood, nobody's reacted.
Oh my
It's,
goodness. Yes.
I know, it feels like silk. It's hydrating. It has lipopeptides
Mhm.
and it hydrates while still giving you the benefits of repairing fine lines, wrinkles, tone, texture, sun damage without causing the irritation. So you
Yeah.
can use it every night. You'll get the benefits, but you won't get the flaking and peeling that people are. What happens is people don't want to use it, or people are, stop using it because that was
People.
happening. There you
People.
go. See, you're the people. I
Right?
need to send you one. I'm going to send you one, especially since you've had that experience. I'd be curious to see if that happens to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about it. I keep my skincare pretty mild, but I do also do a lot of lasers. It's almost laser season here in Vegas. It's still super sunny. I usually do the blast off around after Halloween, Thanksgiving. If I go twice, I'll go again at Christmas. Um, so it just depends. Stopped using retinol because I don't want to also peel all year. I've been on a quite a journey. That's how I got into this industry myself, is through my own cystic acne.
Wow.
My skin's been through an incredible journey, and I'm a firm believer in lasers and energy based devices, stack treatments, and proper skincare. So I
And your
love,
skin is incredible.
oh, thank you.
You got beautiful skin.
Been a journey. It's been a journey. One of the things that stands out to me is a conversation that we had when we first met. All of these incredible successes. You persevered through life, created your business based on your own experiences, transformed your skin, now are empowering other women to empower other women. Even showing up for me, believing in my vision, and your skincare line, your cool pop-ups that you do in Hollywood, which there's another one coming up in October. So I will definitely
Hmm.
see what I can do to be there. And
I would love that.
and then you have all this incredible knowledge, and you're talking about possibly starting a training program.
I'm thinking about it. I have huge imposter syndrome. Would anyone even want to learn from me? I don't know. It's so hard, right? I don't know if you've had that with starting this podcast. It's like, I'm going to start a podcast. Is anybody going to want to listen? Right? I'm going to start teaching, and everyone's going to be like, why? I would love to empower other women and give them knowledge. You get to help people feel better about themselves and their skin. So I'm toying with the idea. I'm kind of like 90% in, but I
Mhm.
just have that 10% of it's similar to when I was going to start a business. My mom was like, no, do it. And I was like, but can I? That's the only thing that's holding me back. But I would love to. I think it would be great. And I love giving back. I always give back to charity. Actually, my skincare line, we donate partial proceeds to women's charities. Giving back is really important to me. So in a way, teaching would be giving back because then they can give back to people by helping them, but also give back to themselves by doing something for themselves in their career. So maybe that's something, but Yeah, I'm toying with the idea. No.
And like imagine if you didn't start your business. Imagine if you didn't. Can you imagine that?
Yes, true.
Right?
I wouldn't be employing all these incredible women. So
Hmm.
that is true.
Imagine if you didn't make that skincare line with that amazing retinol.
Well, maybe I'll put some feelers out and see if
Yeah.
anybody would be interested in a course. I'll put it out there on Instagram and see like, hey, would you be interested in learning from me? And if
Hmm.
people say no, then I know that there's no hope.
Yes.
But
Well,
yeah.
all it takes is one to
Hmm.
open the door, really one opportunity with your passion and your story and everything that you're able to share. I think it's going to be so powerful and beautiful. Um, I think you mentioned imposter syndrome for sure. Today I had the day of all days, and I knew what it was. I knew what was happening. It was like, what am I worried about? Was the audio recording is not going to work? Okay, we'll fix it. Is my hair out of sorts? No, we'll fix it. Is my audio wasn't actually working, so I was like, oh
Oh no.
my god, I was freaking out. So
That's a problem.
I had to go to Best Buy. There's solutions to these problems, right? I accidentally booked the podcast during when my daughter's school pickup was. So
Well, you could have messaged me. We could have
right.
changed it.
I did. I did. Well, you know what? I was like, you know what? No, I'm just going to keep it the way it is. I'm going to go pick up my daughter 30 minutes early. What's the big deal? Like, she was fine with it. She was happy about it. She's like,
You totally
cool.
could have changed it, but yeah.
Well, it just,
Uh,
at the end of
well,
the day, I just felt like there's all these things were popping up to, I had a handyman here helping me with something like bang, bang. I'm like, oh my God, you gotta go. Right?
background music.
Just all the things of life that will try to, and there's, I can't even think of the other ones because I'm like, forget about it. That is, it's, I am meant to share my voice. And like when we think about how short life can be and what opportunity that we do have, that we woke up and that we have breath in our lungs and that we have it
Hmm.
to give, right? We shouldn't take that for granted, right? There's people that don't get that opportunity every single day. and
That's very true.
and as we're here, we have the ability, we have the voice to share, we have, the experience that we've gained, that we were given the opportunity to gain. And it's our duty. It's almost like at a medical practice when you're in a medical spa and you do a laser treatment, but you don't offer them skincare and they go to the local
Hmm.
drugstore
Don't
or they
get me
don't have.
started.
Right. So it's a disservice to not share that voice and that greatness. And I believe in that. And so that's why this podcast was born. Another thing that is such a huge passion for me is where our world is going as far as technology comes.
Hmm.
And we could be doing all these great things, but now with AI entering into
Yes.
everything, what are we going to do to make sure that we are not falling behind? One thing I've noticed the many are saying when we talk about AI, like, oh, I don't want to replace my people. Well, we're not, AI is not here
Hmm.
to replace people. It's here to offload the redundant tasks that frees someone up to be that relationship person, to be there for the humans, because you will never be able to replace human touch and humans.
In your opinion, what is that? Like front desk,
It's not just
booking?
like one, it doesn't replace that full person, right? It might make sure that you are reaching out to all of your clients in your database more consistently. And when they
Hmm.
reply, instead of it blasting your team, it's got an automated AI flow to have the conversation. It just needs to be smart enough, right? Nobody wants
Hmm.
to feel like they're talking to a computer.
Nobody wants to feel that way. You could tell when something's AI. It's funny you're talking about AI because I was having a chat with one of my injectors today, and I was like, "So you afraid to be replaced by a robot?" He's like, "I think that's like 15 years down the road." He's like, it's gonna scan your face, but eventually he thinks it may happen. But people want that human connection.
I'm
But
not afraid of that at all. No. I mean, there's already robots doing hair restoration. There's already robots doing surgery, right? But who's controlling? those robots is human. At the end of the day, with a regular practice that's running every
Hmm.
day, that what I mean, do you want more appointments? Does anybody ever not want more appointments?
Of
Right?
course.
For things like that, for booking. So there's you know development that puts schedules or people on your books, that gets them in the door, that makes sure they don't fall off, the consistent follow-up, not the amazing front desk girl that you have that knows how to answer the phone, or the amazing team that you have, who are so on point. I called the practice, and they're a
Yeah.
cohesive team. So it's
And the
just
conversations, like when I talk to people, it's like, oh, let's book a skin date because like we're gonna catch up, we're gonna hang out and
mhm,
have a conversation and
yeah.
you become friends with your client. Like some of my closest friends are people I met through doing their treatments,
I was
because you
laughing.
have a date with them.
The Instagram post you guys had, I loved it so much. You
Oh, about the boyfriend.
know what I'm talking about? I thought that was funny. That was so
And
perfect.
I'm like, yeah, from all the other med spa clinics that I'm blocked from, and use your phone.
Oh,
It's
that's
so
what you
true, right?
said? That's funny.
Because it's like, if you come book with me, we can stalk your ex's Instagram.
Together, right? Yeah, we're friends, and it's like that
Yeah.
type of environment.
That's never gonna happen with a robot. Like
Correct.
the robot's not gonna let you use their phone to stalk your ex-boyfriend's
Mhm.
account.
Yeah, that's just gonna make sure that they get in the door some more, right?
Yeah.
Are they coming in just for Botox? Are they coming in for the jet infusion? Which
Hmm.
I love that treatment. So I wanted to make sure we remember that during your pop up, right? You guys are going to be in Hollywood, LA.
My good friend Candace, who you should try to get on your podcast, she's the LA facialist. She's incredible. She
Mm.
was kind enough to offer me her space. She's in Beverly Hills. We are planning a pop up there. We just have to figure out dates. We may do Beverly Hills, Venice, and maybe Nashville.
Ooh, that's fun.
I know.
Okay, well,
I know.
obviously send me the details. We'll post it.
You have to come.
Oh,
You could do a live podcast.
oh, that'd be fun. I like that. That's a great
So
idea.
right off.
Business owners, great minds, guys. You're a business owner. You need to find a way to make these trips for business.
It's good to meet contacts and other people.
This is why I also most recently I left working a full-time 9 to 5, because I'm a single mom and my daughter is 12, and I literally feel like I'm blinking my eyes and everything is over. I've been in sales for a long time. It's always been things that I've been very passionate about, but there's also so many partnerships and products and services that I believe in, that I can support introducing to practices in the capacity of a consultant. This is going to be the first year that I'm able to go on a holiday during Christmas with my daughter in her entire life, because I have always worked, and you're never allowed to take the end of a quarter off, which is happens to be the month of my birthday and her birthday and holidays. And um chasing this career or dream to
Mhm.
help my daughter have a future. But then what about the present?
And that's what I was saying when I was saying like a while back that I don't have this rule about you can only take summer vacations.
Mhm.
The girls, we all work as a family, like take all the vacation you want as long as your shifts are covered.
Yep.
So if you want to go to a bachelor party or bachelorette party or your daughter's birthday or whatever, if Summer can cover your shift or Layla can cover your shift or whatever, and they all work together because they all want to cover for each other because they do it for each other, right?
Mhm.
So they know your daughter's important to you. I'll cover for you so you can go have Christmas with your daughter. I don't have a kid. I'll cover for you, right? So they can go away whenever they want. I don't care when they go away. They can go on 5, 6 trips a year. As long as I have a technician that does what they do to cover their shift, what do I care as a business owner? I worked for so many practices that it was like, nope, summer months, the rest of the time, block days, Christmas. Some people don't have families here in Vancouver for Christmas. So what, they're going to spend it alone? If I have someone else who can cover their shift, why wouldn't I want them to be with their family? They're
Mhm.
going to be happier, they're going
Mhm.
to stay here longer. They're going to come back refreshed, come back happy.
Mhm.
Family's everything. Happiness, being with your family. So the fact that, like, look at you, like now you're so happy you get to be with your daughter, but that should have happened before,
Mhm.
right? Like you shouldn't have had to leave your job to be able to be with your kid at Christmas or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't care
100%.
who it's
It's the culture. It's the culture.
it's the
And
culture. And
so
yeah. Yeah,
we,
and it just builds community, it builds family, and it builds like I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine, I'll cover you, you cover me, and it's just we all have each other's back. So good for you for doing what's right. And I'm sure it was scary for you to leave.
it still is.
I'm sure it's terrifying,
But you know
but
what?
you'll be okay. And you
Yeah.
know what, your daughter, she needs you now, and
Mhm.
it'll pay off.
I mean, it's been weeks and it feels so different. I never had this, picking her up from school. The little things that actually matter so much, getting the tea, right?
Being a child that my dad worked his butt off to give us everything we wanted,
Yeah.
I can tell you that having my dad there, like now I get it because obviously I would have been pissed off if I didn't get everything I wanted, but
Yeah.
you're doing the right thing because like those little things, especially for a little girl, like it's priceless to have her mom there. So you are doing the right thing,
Well, thank
you know?
you. Okay.
Yeah. And let
And
me know how I can help you. I would love to help you with your podcast, any connections you want. Yeah, I really want to help you. I love helping other women in business. So many people helped me when I started out, so
oh,
please
beautiful.
don't be shy. What was your quote about
The dish
the
is round.
dishes round?
That is, yes, ma'am. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
there's no loss when you're giving. You're not giving up
Mm-hmm.
when you give because you're
Mm-hmm.
pouring into someone, and it truly, I've been a proponent of it comes back. It comes back.
Tenfold.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what we're here for. I can't wait to meet you in person. I'm excited about that.
As soon as I have some dates, I'll let you know. In the meantime, I'm going to send you some skin edition.
Oh, yes. So, what about anyone that sees the podcast? Where would they be able to get Skin Edition online if they're not in Vancouver near the Skin Girls?
You can purchase Skin Edition on shopskinedition.ca, and it's in
Okay.
Canadian dollars. So if you're in the States,
Okay.
you're paying Canadian dollars. Our clinic website is skingirls.ca. I have a personal Instagram. It's Vancouver Medical Esthetician. And that's it for now. If we do start teaching, stay tuned.
For when? For when you do start teaching? I mean, you're not for when you just
Deadlines.
want to share for not for when. You don't need your deadline. You just need to know you're going to create a deadline because I think that you have a really, really big value to share. If it's your skincare line and how you develop something that it really just changes the game,
Mm.
incredible. You brought so much more to the table. I'd be happy to help with that.
I'm going to put out a post and see if anybody would be interested in learning from me.
Okay. All right. That's,
And then I'll create a deadline. I have imposter syndrome.
I'm going
Hey,
to
wait,
send you,
on that point,
yeah.
how did you decide to just bite the bullet and say, I'm going to create a podcast, quit my job, create a podcast, I'm doing it.
At the end of the day, I was like, okay, well, I was at a fork in the road. And I'm like, you're either going to sit here and blessed the universe is I was so busy at work that every day at work, I was like, oh my God. Like it just kept closing in and closing in. Now it's a blessing, right? Because I'm at work, I'm making money, I'm doing well. They're not wasting any moments with me. And I am what you said your parents mentioned about you, which was
Hmm.
like you're building someone else's business. I've done that for the past, let's call it 10 years in the corporate world. I have
Hmm.
not had a bad run. I've worked for some incredible companies. I worked in education when I first got into the corporate world 10 years. Sold, just mindset and Microsoft trainings to businesses, to then got into the laser aesthetic industry with capital equipment and devices for 3 years. Then an incredible organization called Repeat MD. I was their go to market business consultant. On the past year, I was with Sonobello, some beautiful, amazing organizations. There's nothing, I cannot say anything bad about them. They're either the most powerful in their space or in the most beautiful growth trajectory. Like I caught the right in the perfect time where I had the opportunity to add value and learn so much about this space. But at the end of the day, I was trading my whole self for the paycheck.
Hmm.
And there goes it. My daughter is 12. She's 12 already. There's not, I blinked my eyes and she's 12.
So
So
are you saying to your followers that sometimes money's not everything?
money is not everything. Thank you for bringing that up. I just jumped out there and had the opportunity to either continue working or needed to go figure it out. And that's what's happening right now is get out there and share my value. I love this industry so much. I believe in it.
Hmm.
I
I
love
can
helping
tell.
practice owners. Thank you. I don't partner with products that aren't incredible. I have amazing products and services that I've known about and been working with for the past 5 years. Even just the lash serum, right? These are real. My
Oh,
lashes.
wow.
Yeah, these are my real lashes. And so I've been using Alpha Lash for 5 years. They've been bought twice. Alphion and then Almond Blossom and now Park Perfection, which they have the largest reseller site for medical grade skincare online, and they just recently bought it, and it's been the same product. It's peptide based. I've never had irritation. I've tried like multiple different lines, and one bottle lasts me about 3-4 months. I put it on once at night before I go to bed. If I forget for a couple days, it's not a big deal.
And you
And
never get red or irritated or anything.
nope,
Huh.
no irritation. So how much are patients spending? So you would spend about $132 either 3 or 4 times as a patient in a year.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so,
Cheaper than Latisse.
cheaper than
Yep.
Leticia.
And what's it called again? Alpha?
Alpha Lash.
Alpha
Yeah.
Lash. Okay.
I'll send you the info for it.
Okay.
I don't carry a bunch of things or have
Yeah, 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 yeah.
more,
Yeah.
but those are things that practices are always looking, how do I increase the benefit that I'm giving to my patient? How
Hmm.
do you make them look even more beautiful? Right. So there's another added source of not
And
only,
people don't want to do lash extensions anymore. It's expensive. It's, like it's damages your lashes, and no matter how well they're done, people are looking to try to, more natural. So that's a great product. That's great.